Let's welcome Coach Pizarro, the first row over here. Guido, how are you? Roberto from Multimedios. I'd like to ask you about the team, how they're doing for tomorrow. Are they ready? A different question, a different match to the ones you played. Having Lionel Messi on the field, this might also bring you to different kind of attention to what you've been doing. Will you keep your stay style, or are you moving things? Well, yeah, facing it's not normal to face someone such as Messi, Suarez, Busquets, Jordi, and all the players they have, but our ways won't change. Understanding that we have players to try to have control of the match. Yeah, a lot of stress. It's a player that at any moment can unbalance you, or that they can also change the pace of the game. But our team has to keep doing the thing we're doing. Um, with the funds and try to prevail and control the match as much as possible. Kai Guido, Vladimir Garcia from TUDN, the mixed area just recently between Miami. They said that the local team has one of the best players and all of them want to win and beat them. But what to boast about Tigers and this rivalry that looks beautiful, world champions from all over the world, national Argentine national team member. So this seems to be a South American game. Yes, just as you said it, this is a very appealing game to everyone. There will be a lot of quality in hierarchy of names within the field. And as I always say, as a team, try to strengthen the team. That's a team where the we try to win. And of course, there are great players from all over, great quality with a great hierarchy that they can change the pace and the time of the match at any moment. But we'll try to impose to the great players that they have. The first row over here, hi Guido, Juan Carlos Ramirez from El Norte de Monterrey. What about the emotional component? How will you handle that? You'll have to be very cool-headed. You have Messi into the Miami, so it's 2 years that Messi arrived here in the United States, and it seems that he's at his best. How is the emotional component playing in the match? Because it's a team such as Tiger, with high hierarchy, but that they also have their weapons. Yeah, as I just told you, a lot of hierarchy players, and we take this as an opportunity. I think it's a nice opportunity comparing ourselves, of measuring ourselves, of how to see how we're standing as a team. We have that's how I see it. That it's a stage that preliminary and that we're it's a pass to the next round, so we have to understand that details matter. We have to pay attention to all stages, but I see it as an opportunity of measuring ourselves, of assessing ourselves to see if we can impose ourselves as a team as we've been doing it throughout the cup. Guido, Ashley Cerda para Once Diario. Well, taking into account the styles from Tigres, uh, um, Inter that are highly dependent on, on the possession of the ball. So, how do you expect this game to define an individualities? Will they count as well? Well, yes, absolutely. Since we have lots of good players on the field, both will try to have control of the game and possess the ball, and we'll try to impose that from our style, but beyond the structure, beyond the way we um, well, there are individual glimpses in the hierarchy that can make the difference, and we have to pay attention to them, and also to try to bring ours to the advantage so that they can make a difference. So I think this will be a match, a very tactical match, but we have a lot of quality. And individual hierarchy is also quite important. Andrea, you say you played in 2024 against Messi. Um, um, So how has Inter Miami has changed now that you're a coach? And if you could speak, and if you know Mascherano, if you were able to share when you were part of the team. Yes, they were a different team. They had a different coach. I think they had different some different players. But well, the essence of the players that are now remains. They still want to have the position to be protagonists. And I think that, well, we're two teams that are trying to play good soccer with good players. And from there, and from the way we perform on our structure, we'll try to have control and we'll find the channels to win. And yes, I was a teammate with Javier, and I was able to share with all that team. So tomorrow it will be great to say hello to them. Hi, Guido, Manuela Marata for Marca. You know both leagues pretty well. Liga MX, Liga MLS, you know it, now you're facing it. So what's your opinion about that? What's your opinion about Leagues Cup? What and Angelito Correa said Ligo has the tools for stopping. So I'd like to ask you if you had a conversation about Messi and you know them pretty well, and if you have any secret or anything that he shared to you. Well, what do you think about the Leagues Cup? I like it. I've stated it before. Beyond things that they all have to improve. This wasn't a typical format to what we were used to. But personally speaking, both for me and from the inside, we'll always see it as an opportunity to compete. And that's what our institution wants us to be competitive beyond the league, the formats, and everything. We focus on trying to bring Tigres at the highest level, and I personally like it. Now, when it comes to what Angelito said, yeah, um, yeah, about Laban, yes, it's beyond the strategy and the proposal, but there are individual situations that both teams have. This will be crucial because they have very strong players and we do too. And yep, and are trying to have the players from them far away and from our structure to be in situations of advantage for players that are marking differences, but not more than that. I think it will be a good match, a very appealing match for everyone, and hopefully we'll do things right. Well, yeah, with Messi, nobody had that. Nobody had the secret for stopping him. Nobody has that. So I'm focused on what our team has to do to be able to prevail and to do our game and aim to win. Now, following a bit Messi styles, how do you know? How do you organize a match where you don't know if matching will play or not? Well, both scenarios, having him or not on the field, well, that individual hierarchy varies and that structure in attack, and then they wouldn't have that protagonism that he has that changes a match from one moment to the other. But their essence is what's relevant: having control, being protagonists through the ball, and in that regard, we will try to dispute the possession from the ball and to have the control of the game. But if he plays, we would need to pay more attention from our structure. We would need to have him in situations where he does not have a lot of advantage, but we I'm busy about understanding whether he plays or not, but the approach will be to prevail in the game and to grow from there. Maneuver from cracks. We have the list of Scaloni and we have Angel Correa on that list. And some sectors of the Argentine fan base have protested because he plays in the Mexican league and he does not have the level of being in the Mexican league. You are very familiar with the league. What would you say about that? Angel's a great moment, great level. He trains every single day. I don't know if he said it, but he trains twice during a day. He has a coach. He's very focused on building a very Tigres, and he's focusing and working in going to the World Cup, and we're helping him, giving him the tools so that he feels better. But he's very focused with a clear objective of helping Tigres, of helping the team, and I think that he deserves it. He's finding now a version of playing more, and this is very positive for him. He didn't have that in his previous club, and he can use this very well in his favor. Thanks so much, Guido. Bye.